All right, everyone. May I have your attention? You're about to see the Shazam of the recycling world.
Bubble wrap.
Oh, sorry, there's no sound in the TV.
Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. The sound hasn't come through, but we'll fix that. We'll show you one other one. Baked beans.
Baked beans, food cans. Yes, these are okay to recycle. So what we've done here, ladies and gentlemen, is we've actually taken a product, an app, a lookup tool, and we've made it real in the language that people actually use. You don't need to know what the product is. You don't need to know what material it actually is. You just need to know what you describe it when it's in your hand, when you're at the bin. So, as the guys from Loveable actually mentioned, the problem is, as bizarre a problem as it is, 98% of Australians already recycle. Why is that a problem? Because as Planet Ark mentioned a while ago, we're actually not doing it right. But people don't know that. We knew that because we got told. So what are we actually going to do about this? What we tried to do was try to find out what the nature of the problem is. Yes, we don't know what is recyclable or not, but the other bigger problem is that we actually don't know that we don't know. How are we so sure? How are we so confident that we are recycling? 98% already do this at home. So we checked with adults. We ran surveys, and we asked them in a non-coached way, how sure are you that what you actually recycle is okay in that council? And half of them said, I'm not even going to check that. I already know. I already know how to recycle. Those guys are probably doing it wrong. The other half say they're not so sure about what's in this council or not in this council because they don't know. They don't have a way to easily look up. They don't know where to go. They're probably going to be doing it wrong as well. Then we started to think, right, so we create a lookup tool, that'll be awesome, but how do we actually affect behavioral change? How do we make this a long-lasting thing? We started to think about the kids. If we get them young, so so we started to think, how many of the kids actually already on bin duty at home, right? So we found most of them are. I think only 2 out of 31 kids that we talked to didn't. And those 2 were the ones who didn't know that plastic bags don't go in the recycle bin. So they obviously are getting educated up. We checked around the ages of 8 to 15 just to see who are actually on bin duty. And most of them actually are, and they're pretty psyched up. But because they're going to face the same problem, they're going to grow up into these guys. Problem continues. So what we're doing is we're making it super easy to look up, as you saw. And Charlie actually talks back to you. You ask it in the term that you're using, and it will tell you exactly what you can and can't do. But what we're also doing is we're forming a level of affection that people will have with something. So we're not creating a mascot, and we'll show you Charlie soon. But what we're trying to do is create this bond that children will have with recycling, something to latch onto, because these guys are going to be the eco-warriors of your household. And parents already expressed they already expressed interest in it, because they can now outsource responsibility for the kids, and the kids now have an easy lookup tool. You can see how this is kind of building. All right, so here's Charlie, your lovable local recycling robot. We tested Charlie with kids. We found a couple of kids running around going, hey, look at this robot. What do you think of him? Is he scary? Is he cool? So we already know that the designs have been refined to match their level of affection. They want to engage with him. Charlie is not from this earth. He is from a different planet. He has a really cool story. He is not a mascot. He is a concept that is bigger than just an app or a mascot. He is not the symbol of recycling. He needs your help to recycle because he has a mission. He has a goal. And talk to us after this because we can tell you the whole story. Seriously, there's a comic book in this. All right. How does it work? Charlie knows where you are. So he knows your location, and therefore he knows what council you're in. He knows what product you're trying to throw because you've told him, and he knows what material that is. And he will then tell you yes or no. Super simple. This, ladies and gentlemen, is sophistication wrapped in simplicity. So it's got, so it's building on a natural language database, geolocation happening. It's really sophisticated, and it's going to keep growing. It's really scalable. So where we're going with this, so we've come up with a concept that is actually something bigger than just an app. People aren't going to download an app and just use it once. They're going to connect with Charlie. And we're going to get to the parents through the kids, and we're going to get to the kids through the parents. It's awesome. So we need to build a database, get corporate sponsorship, get Charlie out there. Here's an example of how. Remember, so we've got the lookup tool, right? Now we have to remind people, hang on, you really should have checked. We're going to disrupt people's assumption that they were doing it right in the first place. Otherwise, no one's going to use this. No, why would anyone look anything up if they didn't know that there's a potential they were wrong? So Charlie's already out there. He's on bus stops. He's on the back of buses. He's on the back of trucks. And people start to go, hang on, what is this? Who's Charlie? What's going on? And as you can see, there were stickers out there. And so you can put stickers on your bins. And we tested them out with kids. They don't creep the kids out, you know, so it's really important. It's something affectionate that can actually be done. So we're looking at long-term behavioral change. This is something that'll fit in with Planet Ark's methodology. It fits in with their programs. It's educational. We're planning to go through schools and councils. What we really want to do is make sure that the 98% of Australians who are recycling, that they do it well.